Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
We have the Haitian. They're on. Are these two on top? Wait. Okay. Wait. Okay. We'll do the Creole at the end. Put that up there. Okay. All right. Good morning, sir. State your name, please. All right, sir. You're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a violation of probation. All right, looks like the allegation is that you committed the offense of grand theft of a motor vehicle. All right, this is, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay, yep. All right, so on the violation of probation, I'm going to stay the bond at none, and I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. All right, good luck, sir. Morning, sir. Your name, please? Morning, your name, sir?
Haskins.
Mr. Haskins, you're here for initial appearance. Been arrested for a violation of probation. All right, allegations that you violated your probation by committing new law offenses in Orange County of aggravated assault with a firearm, tampering with a witness, to hinder communication and battery, domestic related. Going to stay the bond at none. And I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you.
Sir.
What we'll do is we'll just turn them all upside down and then give you the whole stack at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
Instead of
Creole, we're not doing Creole.
keep from shuffling all the papers back and forth. So however you want to do it. You can just make one big stack upside down and I'll sign them all at the end. All right, good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Michael Murillo.
Mr. Murillo, you're here for initial appearance for it's a city ordinance violation, open container. Bond is set at $250.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The offer from the state is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and court costs. And Mr. Murillo would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay.
You got it? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Murillo, you heard your attorney. I understand you wish to withdraw your plea of not guilty and or plea of no contest to open container, be a withhold of adjudication, credit for the time you've served in jail, pay the costs. I'll give you time to pay the costs, and that'll resolve the case. You'll be released as to this today. Is that your understanding? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Holding up this plea form, it has your name at the top. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have the chance to read, review, and understand the document before you signed it?
Yes, I did.
All right, to that open container city ordinance violation, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for time served, plus costs. I'll give you 350 days to get the cost paid. All right, good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal.
Your Honor, the offer from the state to resolve Mr. Schubert's case is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and court costs. He would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
All right. All right, good morning, sir. State your name, please.
Spencer Schubert.
All right, Mr. Schubert, being handed a plea form indicating you wish to withdraw your plea of, or enter a plea of no contest to the city or county ordinance violation of soliciting without a permit, understanding that the agreement is a withhold of adjudication, credit for the time you served in jail plus costs, and I'll give you time to get the costs paid. Is that what you understand, and is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Holding up this plea form, it has your name at the top. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Did you have the opportunity to read, review, and understand the document before you signed it? Okay. That county ordinance violation of soliciting without a permit, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept that. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for time served, give you 350 days to pay the cost. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence. Any appeal must be in writing, and you'll be released as to this charge today, all right?
Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
Sophia Taylor.
All right, Ms. Taylor.
No, you're fine. And the offer from the state, Your Honor, is a withhold, credit time served, and court costs. Ms. Taylor would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
All right, Ms. Taylor, I'm being handed a plea form indicating you wish to enter a plea of no contest to the city ordinance violation of disorderly conduct, that the agreement is a withhold of adjudication. You'd be given credit for the time you've already served in jail plus cost. That'll resolve this case. You'll be released as to this case later today. Is that your understanding, and is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay. Holding up the plea form, it has your name at the top. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
All right, to that charge of disorderly conduct, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept that. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for time served plus cost, give you 350 days to pay the cost. You'll be released later today, all right?
All right.
Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No, just this one. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Alani Barnett.
Ms. Barnett, you're here for initial appearance. Going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been arrested for tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement and also battery.
Your Honor?
Your Honor?
Oh, sorry.
Your Honor, there is a victim here, but there's a co-defendant, and they were in the same position. So
Okay.
could we have the second co-defendant come out?
We have Ava Barnett also come out. All right, good morning, ma'am. What's your name, please?
Ava Barnett.
Okay, we've got Alani and Ava Barnett. Both been, you're here for initial appearance. You've both been arrested for tampering with law enforcement to hinder communication. Tampering with a witness to hinder communication, law enforcement, and battery, domestic related. And we've got got a witness. And ma'am, what's your name, please?
Marcia Gallego, I'm the mom.
Okay. All right, I see that they both qualify for pretrial release. So, ma'am, let me ask you, if if I release them, do you want them to come home or do you want them to stay somewhere else?
They're gonna stay somewhere else.
They're gonna stay, okay, you've already got a place for them to stay? Okay. And while, if they are released, do you need to have contact with them or do you want them to stay away from you?
No, I can have contact.
Okay. All right. State, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, defense, and I'm gonna appoint the Office of the Public Defender in both cases.
No, Your Honor, no questions.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna release them both on pretrial release with the condition that they not live with their mother, that they can have no hostile contact with their mom,
No contact, so you can talk.
that they not possess any weapons or firearms, okay,
It's permanent until this case is resolved.
consume no alcohol or illegal drugs.
So is that a maintained separate residence or a no return?
It's a maintained separate residence. They can return to get personal belongings, but they're not to live there.
For how long?
Well, until this matter is resolved.
Okay.
So I can't tell you how
Okay.
long that is.
Okay.
Okay? Everybody understand? All right. Good luck.
So that's your turn, or you'll be released today, okay?
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Ja'Cory Joyner, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jordan. You're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for false imprisonment, tampering with a witness, and battery. It's domestic related. I am going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. State, you have a position on bond?
No, Your Honor. Could I just note there was a scrivener's error on the affidavit? The date of birth is listed as November 2nd of 1966. I believe it's supposed to be 86.
Okay. All right, so we've got a history. You know if that history is based on his,
It's based off his fingerprints, so it's the correct history.
okay, so does it appear that that is his date of birth? I mean, clearly, he looks like a younger man, so that date of birth would be an 86 and not a 66?
Yes, it's 86.
Okay, all right, so we're talking about the same person. Does the defense have a position on bond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to set the bond, count one, $2,500, count two, $150, and count three, $100. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Alicia Hamilton, that you maintain a separate residence from her. Okay, it appears to me y'all may have been living separately anyways. Okay, so you're to maintain a separate residence, have absolutely no contact with her, possess no weapons or firearms.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So,
It's right here.
so that's. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
All right, good morning. Your name, please?
Marlon Matthews.
Mr. Matthews, you're here for initial appearance. Been arrested pursuant to a warrant for battery by strangulation, domestic-related sexual battery. Oh, those were stuck together. Okay, I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. All right, and the warrant is set at none, but it indicates it may be modified by first appearance, Judge. Does the state have a position on bond?
No, Your Honor.
Does the defense have a position on bond?
Your Honor, I would just point out that he does have community ties. He's been in the area for over a year, and he's currently employed. And his last conviction was a nonviolent offense. It was for drug possession. So I just ask that you consider that when setting the bond.
All right, after reviewing the affidavit, I believe by law he's entitled to a bond. It's a count, the second count is an F1, but it's not a PBL. So I'm going to set the bond. I've also noticed that he's failed to appear for court 4 times, and he's a young man. I'm going to set the bond, account 1 at $25,000, and count 2 as subsidiary at $150,000. I'm going to order that he have absolutely no contact with the victim, that he not return to the scene, possess no weapons or firearms.
Your Honor, just so I understand, you're putting the sexual battery as a subsidiary to the,
Well, it's count 2.
okay.
So as opposed to putting, yeah, I guess we could put, I don't know why they put it in the order that they put it. Normally you put the highest offense first on the warrant. They did it opposite. So why don't we go ahead and we'll just inverse those. So make count 2 is 25,000 and count 1 is 150. We just flip flop them. Otherwise, absolutely no contact with the victim, no return to the scene, no possession of any weapons or firearms. Morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Pollock.
Ms. Pollock, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. State, you have a position on bond?
No, Your Honor.
Does the defense have a position on bond?
I just asked you to take into consideration her limited criminal history, Your Honor, when setting the bond.
All right, I'm going to set the bond at $2,500. I'm going to order that you have absolutely no contact with Derek Forty, that you maintain a separate residence from him. If you had a shared residence, you can return one time, but law enforcement has to escort you to get your personal belongings. Don't go back there alone. No contact with him, no possession of any weapons or firearms. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
What's that, sir?
What's your name? What's your name, please?
Richard Stevens, Jr.?
Mr. Stevens, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested pursuant to a warrant for aggravated battery, it's domestic related, and also false imprisonment. Are you asking me to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this matter, or are you going to
I
hire an attorney?
already hired one. I thought she was gonna be here today.
Okay, all right, well, if you want, we can, give me a moment, let's see.
Her name was Rachel Shaw.
See by chance if she's attempting to call in on the,
Yes, there is a notice of appearance by Attorney Lizette.
okay. Give me 1 second, let's see. Okay, I don't have anybody on the Teams line at this point. So if, it's up to you. We can either have you take a seat and we'll recall you in a little while and give the attorney an opportunity to either to call in or show up if they want. I don't know. Or we can go ahead and proceed with the initial appearance. How do you want to proceed?
Proceed for right now.
You want to go ahead and proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. All right, State, do you have a position on bond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to set the bond on count one at $7,500, count two, subsidiary, $150. I'm going to order you have absolutely no contact. Let's see, there may be somebody that just. Yep, here we go. It's your attorney. All right, good morning. This is Judge Duckworth, who just called in on the Teams line.
Good morning, Judge. This is Rachel Shaw. I represent Mr. Stevens, please.
All right, Mr. Stevens is up in front of us right now. We were going through the process of the IA, and he indicated that he had just retained counsel. So he has been arrested pursuant to a warrant for an aggravated battery and a false imprisonment. What's the defense's position on bond?
Judge, we are asking for a reasonable bond on this. He does live in New York. It's not a residence. It's his support.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set the bond on the aggravated battery at $5,000, count two, subsidiary, $150. Order that he have absolutely no contact with the victim, and that if he maintained a separate residence, he can return one time with law enforcement to get personal belongings, otherwise no contact with her at all, possess no weapons or firearms. Okay, all right, good luck, sir.
Thank you, sir. Your Honor.
All right, is that all you have today, Ms. Shaw? I guess so. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Fred Thomas.
Mr. Thomas, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested. You've got several cases. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been arrested for a battery that's domestic related. Also been arrested for a violation of probation and a second violation of probation. Okay. Does the state have a position on bond on the battery?
No, Your Honor. I would ask, though, that DCF was contacted if one of the conditions could be that he comply with any DCF plan.
Okay. And defense, you have a position on bond?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so on the domestic violence battery, I'll set the bond at $1,000. I'm gonna order you have absolutely no contact with Lydia Nicole McGee, and that you cooperate with any DCF conditions. Possess no weapons or firearms on the first violation of probation. Bond on the warrant has been set at $5,000. That's for a grand theft. The second violation of probation, also for a grand theft. And that warrant has got a no bond.
Your Honor, can you give case numbers just so we're on the same page?
Okay, the first the new misdemeanor is 22 MM 2506. The first VOP is 21 CF 14217 AO. The second VOP is 21 CF 13926 AO.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so I've appointed the Office of the Public Defender. If you want to get a warrant, you're going to have, or excuse me, a bond, you're going to have your attorney in that division file a motion. Okay. Good luck. Morning, sir. Your name, please? Mr. Willis, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related, also a battery by strangulation. Going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. State, you have a position on bond?
No, Your Honor.
Any defense, do you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, I just asked that you consider his last conviction was all the way back in 2016. He's been in the Orlando area for over a year, and he's currently unemployed, so I just ask that you take all of that into consideration when setting the bond.
I'm going to set the bond on count one. That'll be the subsidiary. That'll be $150 on count two. I'm going to set the bond at $2,500. I'm going to order that you have absolutely no contact with Tavaska Pollux, that you maintain a separate residence from her. You can return to the shared residence one time with law enforcement to get personal belongings. Do not go back alone. Do not have contact with her, possess no weapons or firearms, and consume no alcohol. Good luck. Good morning. Your name, sir?
David Bamber, sir.
Mr. Bamber, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. Going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. Okay, state, do you have a position on bond?
No, Your Honor.
And, Your Honor, given that most of his offenses are drug related, I would ask for a $500 bond in this case. He's has 0 failures to appear, Your Honor. And it is a misdemeanor.
Okay. I'll note that it looks like, according to this, he was just released 2 weeks ago from DOC.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
I didn't see that, sir.
So I don't have I don't know if he's on conditional release or not, but I don't have that before me at this point. So I'm going to set the bond at $1,000. Order that you have absolutely no contact with Laura Lynn Patton. Maintain a separate residence. Possess no weapons or firearms. Consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Morning. Your name, sir? What's your name?
Michael Bentley, sir.
Mr. Bentley, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you.
Yes, sir.
State, you have a position on bond?
No, Your Honor.
Does the defense have a position on bond?
Your Honor, he qualifies for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release in this case.
All right, well, his, looks like the victim, his mom, is not present this morning, so I'm not going to release him on pretrial release. I will set a bond of $500. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Marquita Andrews, and that you going to maintain a separate residence. You can return to the shared address one time, but you have to be escorted by law enforcement. Do not go back there alone, and don't have contact with your mom. Possess no weapons or firearms, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Can I please speak something real fast?
Well, why don't you say to your attorney before you say something?
It's not about the case.
It's not about the case. It's about something so different about your establishment, sir.
Excuse me?
Your establishment, the jail.
There are what?
The jail.
Just say it.
The CEO,
I understood the jail.
the CEO hit me, sir.
They hate you?
Hit me in my stomach when I had handcuffs on.
Okay.
I don't know what to do about this situation.
Make a report to law enforcement. There's, good luck, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Sorry.
What's your name, please?
Gina Daniel?
All right, Ms. Daniel, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. Okay, it looks like based on what you're declaring, you make too much to qualify for the public defender. All right, but we do have a witness. What's your name, sir?
Lawrence Blunt.
Okay, Mr. Blunt, I see you're listed as the victim. If Ms. Daniels is released, do you want to have contact with her, or do you want her to stay away from you?
I want contact.
Okay, are you in fear of her?
No.
You see you shaking your head no. State, do you have any questions for Mr. Blunt?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Mr. Blunt, she qualifies for pretrial release. If she's released, or is it your intent that y'all are going to live together?
No.
Or she's going to return to where she was living?
I'll return to where she's living.
Okay, and that was with her mother?
No.
No? Okay. I just read that wrong. Okay. All right, ma'am. I'm going to, based on your non-existent history, I'm going to, I'll release you on pretrial release with the condition that you have no hostile contact with Mr. Blunt, and that you possess no weapons or firearms, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs.
May I speak?
All right, that's it.
May I speak?
Okay, understand you've got the right to remain silent. Understand that today's not a trial. The attorney's going to come over to you and say, I've already told you how you're being released, so that's, but if you want to say something, that's up to you.
Your Honor, is that to get her own attorney?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I thought you said no contact. I didn't hear you
No,
say that
no
I could have contact.
No hostile contact,
Understood.
meaning no fighting, okay?
Yes, that's all I.
Okay, all right. Good luck. Thank you, sir. Morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Melissa Flores.
Ms. Flores, you're here for, let's call out the next individual also, their co-defendants, Zachary Perez. Yes, yes. Here we go. All right, good morning, sir. Your name, please? Zachariah Perez. Okay. All right, you're both here for initial appearance. You've both been arrested for battery. It's domestic related. Okay, and I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent both of you. Now, so let's start with Ms. Flores. Ms. Flores, if Mr. Perez is released, do you want to have contact with him, or do you want him to stay away from you?
Contact.
Okay. Are you in fear of him?
No.
Now, the same question to you, Mr. Perez. If Ms. Flores is released, do you want to have contact with her, or do you want her to stay away from you?
Contact.
Are you in fear of her?
No.
Okay, I see you both. State, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, does the defense have questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you both qualify for pretrial release. I'll release you both on pretrial release. You don't have either have history, with conditions that you have no hostile contact with the other. Means if there's an argument, you need to just turn around and walk away. All right.
Yes, sir.
Also, possess no weapons or firearms, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. All right.
Your Honor, DCF was contacted regarding this, so if they could comply with any DCF plan?
Yeah, comply with any plans with the Department of Children and Families. Okay.
Yeah, they'll process you out.
Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate you, sir. Which way do I go?
Oh, damn it.
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Glenn Chalk.
Mr. Chalk, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for got a on-view violation of probation. Secure on probation out of Brevard County. And you've been arrested on a new offense of carrying concealed firearm.
On that new offense, Your Honor, he bonded on that case
Oh,
already.
he's already bonded, okay.
Yes.
All right, so on the, it looks like on the Brevard County case, is he on felony probation or is it misdemeanor probation?
Misdemeanor?
Yeah, it looks
One
like,
moment.
it looks like it's for paraphernalia. That's, and the paperwork says that.
Mhm.
All right, so you're on, all right, since you're on county probation in Brevard County, I'm going to set the bond on the violation at $1,000 also.
Hold on, wait a minute, Your Honor. He's not on county probation. He's on state probation.
He's on state
Yeah,
probation
he's on
for,
state probation.
for a misdemeanor.
One moment.
Or just want to make sure I'm operating under the. I just saw that the DOC shows up, so it looks like it's,
According to the DOC website, he's on state probation and it's probation felony. It's felony probation.
okay.
It probably started out as a felony and maybe
Led
went
to
to
a-
a misdemeanor, but he's on felony probation,
Okay.
according to the DOC website.
Okay, so according, what I'm looking at, it says possession of drug paraphernalia for
Mhm.
11 months and 29 days that would otherwise run in August of this year.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna set bond in that at a $1,000.
For the Brevard County VOP?
It's on
It's
view,
on view.
Ah, okay,
so it's an on-view VOP, so we don't have a warrant. So,
okay, okay.
And I'm gonna require that you report back to your probation officer within 48 hours of your release. Okay?
Amy Danielson was a recusal.
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
Is her last name?
Okay.
She's the attorney that sent it. It's in my system. I don't know how to send this.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretaña, Spanish interpreter, previously sworn.
Thank you.
Sí.
There is contact, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Osvaldo Fernández Morales.
Osvaldo Fernández Morales.
Sir, you're here for initial appearance in case 22 CF 4226. You've been arrested for pursuant to a capias for burglary of a structure. Bond has been set at $5,000 plus pretrial release.
And I'm so sorry. Can you strike that? Because he doesn't qualify. He's on.
Okay, it'll just be $5,000 with the following conditions. No contact with the victims, co-defendants, or witnesses. Do not return to the scene. No alcohol or illegal drugs, weapons, or firearms. And I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. All right, good luck. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name, please?
Diana Carolina Herrera.
Diana Carolina Herrera.
Ma'am, you're here for initial appearance. Two matters. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. First, you've been arrested for burglary of an occupied dwelling with an assault or battery therein. Yes.
I understand that a bond was given, however, this is punishable by life offense. And based on her history and the fact that she is out on bond for an offense involving violence, I would ask that defendant be held no bond.
What's the defense's position?
I'd ask that you stay the bond that is set, Your Honor. Although she has that, she has no failures to appear in her history. I don't believe she's going anywhere anyway. She has the violation of probation, right? She has the violation of probation.
All right, I am gonna set the bond at none. And she was also arrested on view for a violation of probation out of Osceola County. And I'm gonna set the bond on that at none also. All right, the public defender's appointed in both cases.
Any conditions, Your Honor?
Well, it's no bond, so at some point in time, if a judge gives her a bond, they'll set whatever conditions are appropriate. And I think that's our Spanish?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's all we have. Thank you, Ms. Interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Christopher A. Taylor.
Good morning, Mr. Taylor. You're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for trespass, property after warning.
The offers and adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 455 North Garland Avenue, and court costs. Your Honor, Mr. Taylor would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
All right. Mr. Taylor, I've been handed a plea form indicating you wish to withdraw your plea or enter a plea of no contest to the offense of trespass after warning, that the agreement is you be adjudicated guilty, be given credit for the 2 days you've served in jail, be ordered not to return to 455 North Garland Avenue, and pay the costs, and I'll give you time to get the cost paid. Is that your understanding, and is that what you want to do?
Yes, correct.
Holding up this plea form, it has your name at the top. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
All right, did you have the opportunity to read, review, and understand the document before you signed it?
Yes.
All right, to that offense of trespass on property after warning, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept that. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 2 days you served in jail, order you not to return to 455 North Garland Avenue. If you return, just expect that you're gonna get rearrested and be right back here. So you don't want to do that. I'll give you 350 days to get the cost paid. You have 30 days to appeal. Any appeal must be in writing. All right. Good luck, sir. Champion's on the way over, so we'll set him to the side. Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Christopher Hosteller.
Okay, we're out of order here. I'm sorry, could you say your name again, please?
Christopher Hosteller.
Stellar.
He should be in the felony section.
Okay, I got you.
That's who I am, yeah.
It is in order. Okay. So Christopher Ostetler, got you as James Frank Romer.
That's my real name.
Okay. All right, sir, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for failing to appear for a competency hearing back in February. In that case, I believe the public defender was previously appointed to represent you, and the bond is set at none. Conditional release was revoked. Okay, so they'll take you back in front of the judge in Division 15. Okay? Good luck. Yes, and no bond. Yes.
I can't, I tried to just open up.
I'm gonna have some words for her.
Okay, I just.
Like, that's not what you do, ma'am, unless you're going to appear.
Because I didn't even know it was set today until I just found out, so.
Morning, your name, please?
Amanda Postel.
Ms. Postel, you're here for an arraignment. You've been arrested for criminal mischief. It's a subsequent offender. Are you asking me to appoint the office of the public defender in this matter, or are you going to hire an attorney, ma'am?
If the public defender is not gonna work on the case how I see it, I don't have to hire me a lawyer.
Okay. So are you saying you want a public defender now, but that may change in the future? Is that what I'm understanding you say?
I guess.
Okay, well,
There's competency issues, so I would ask that you appoint us.
all right, I'll appoint the office of the public defender. Okay, bond is set at $1,000. And we've got a,
They still have some.
all right, it looks like there's in August, there's a competency status on another pending battery. Okay, I'll take no action on that. Yes, ma'am.
So here we go.
Morning, sir, your name, please?
Arraignments. Yeah.
What's your name?
Oswan Lopez.
Are you Max Weber Germain?
It's an arraignment, Your Honor.
Okay, oh, we're now,
Lopez Ortiz.
all right, all right.
Yeah.
Hold my-
Do you need a Spanish interpreter? You understand?
Yeah, you interpret, please.
Oh, he needs a Spanish interpreter, Your Honor.
Okay.
He only speaks it a little.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter. I have been previously sworn.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Oswan Joel Lopez Ortiz.
Clarification, Your Honor.
Correcto.
Joel Lopez Ortiz.
All right, sir, you're here for an arraignment. You've been charged with leaving the scene of an accident. Okay.
I will enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
The plea of not guilty and set for a pretrial conference.
Trial closing date will be May 9th at 8:30. Trial period begins May 31st through June 10th. This case to be heard in Division 83.
All right.
Your Honor, the interpreter could respectfully request the case number for this last defendant, please.
Yes. 2022 CT 140080.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk.
Have Danny Tabor as medical.
Okay, do you have any other Spanish? Or we all good? Okay, that's it. Thank you, Mr. Interpreter.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a good morning.
You too. You said Taylor was medical?
And I will waive and enter plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay.
This case to be heard in Division 85. Pretrial conference date will be May 9th at 9 a.m. Trial period begins May 31st through June 2nd. And Judge, are you appointing the public defender's office?
Yes, I'll appoint the public defender.
And you can say your name. You can say your name. Say your name.
My name's Steve Ibarra.
In the offer to resolve Mr. Ibarra's case is a withhold of adjudication, credit, time served, and court costs, Your Honor, and he would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
All right, Mr. Ibarra, I've been handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the offense of providing false identification to law enforcement, the withhold of adjudication credit for the 41 days you've served in jail plus costs, and I give you time to get the cost paid. Is that your understanding, and is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Holding up a plea form, it has your name at the top. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a chance to read, review, and understand the document before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
All right, to that offense, providing false identification to law enforcement, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept that. I'll withhold adjudication credit for 41 days, and I'll give you 350 days to get the cost paid.
Yes, sir.
You have 30 days to appeal. Any appeal must be in writing.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Withhold. Yep. Good morning, sir. Your name, please? Mr. Johnson, you're here for an arraignment. You've been charged with trespass of an occupied structure and also resisting an officer without violence. Public defender was previously appointed.
And Your Honor, the offer is a withhold of adjudication, credit, time served, court cost, and no return. I don't have the address.
I didn't want to put that on the.
Okay. No return to the address of the trespass. I believe it's someone's residence. My client understands where the incident occurred, and he is in agreement not to return.
All right, Mr. Johnson, I've been handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the offense of trespass of an occupied structure and resisting an officer without violence, that the agreement is a withhold of adjudication credit for the 36 days you served in jail, order you not to return to the scene where you were arrested and pay costs, and I'll give you time to get the cost paid. Is that your understanding, and is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Holding up a plea form, it has your name at the top. Is this your signature at the bottom? Yes. You have the opportunity to read, review, and understand the document before you signed it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, to the offense trespass in an occupied structure, how do you plead?
No contest.
No contest.
And to the offense of resisting an officer without violence, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept your pleas as to both. I'm going to withhold adjudication, give you credit for 36 days in the county jail. And I'll give you 350 days to get the court costs paid. You've got 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence. Any appeal must be in writing. All right. Order no return to the scene. Good luck.
Just wanted to make sure.
You'll be released as to this today. All right.
Right now? Andrea Sharber.
Ms. Sharber, Your Honor, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit, time served, and court costs. Ms. Sharber would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay. All right, Ms. Sharber, I've been handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the offense of resisting an officer without violence. And the agreed disposition is an adjudication of guilt, credit for the 32 days you've served in jail, and I'll give you time to get the court costs paid.
Aye.
That'll resolve the case. Is that your understanding, and is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Holding up this plea form, it has your name at the top. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Did you have the opportunity to read, review, and understand the document before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
All right, to that offense of resisting an officer without violence, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for 32 days you served in jail, and I'll give you 350 days to get the court costs paid.
Aye.
And you've got 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence. Any appeal must be in writing. Okay, so you'll be released as this today. All right, good luck.
Okay. Diana Stella Diaz is medical.
I will waive and enter enter a denial. Looks like it's a VOP.
Stella Diaz, the Office of Public Defender, is previously appointed, enter a plea of not guilty and set for, looks like a VOP.
Status date will be set for May 10th at 8:30 in courtroom 4B.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Cinnamon Tondro.
Ms. Tondro, you're here for, looks like this is set for a plea.
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs. I believe the state agreed to allow her to plead to a no valid.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm just waiting on the information for a no valid right now. Wait, I think I could probably find it somewhere else. Statute number 322.03, Your Honor.
Okay, 320, so it's amended to 322.03 subsection 1, no valid.
Yes, Your Honor.
Driver's license.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Tondro, I've been handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the amended charge of operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. And the agreed disposition is an adjudication of guilt, credit for the 34 days you've served in jail plus costs, and I'll give you time to get the costs paid. Is that your understanding, and is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Holding up this plea form, has your name at the top, is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Did you have the opportunity to read, review, and understand the document before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
All right, to that amended charge of operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept that. I'll adjudicate you guilty to the amended charge, give you credit for the 34 days you served in jail, give you 350 days to get the costs paid. You've got 30 days to appeal, and the appeal must be in writing.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, good morning, sir. Your name, please? All right, sir, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for exposure of sexual organs, first-degree misdemeanor. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. And you're also currently out on bond on petty theft. State, what's your position on the out on bond?
Your Honor, as formal charges have been filed and he has subsequently picked up a new offense, I would ask that you revoke and double the out on bond, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, based on the fact that they're not related, I would ask that you not take any action
I'm going to, I'll take no action on the out on bond. On the new offense, I'm going to set the bond at $1,000. The bond's going to be increased to $1,000. I'm going to order that you not return to 5915 Raleigh Street, the Westview Apartments. You have no contact with the victim. All right, good luck.
Jeremy Reynolds was a refusal.
Reynolds is a
Can we-
refusal.
Can we reset for tomorrow, Your Honor? There's an offer.
Okay. All right, we'll reset Reynolds for tomorrow. Is that medical?
You refused.
Refusal, okay. Reset, it's free to set him for tomorrow.
Sign here. With the pen. Right there.
Yes.
The plea. I'm gonna ask him to take no action. All right. Say your name.
All right, good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Demetric Marine.
Mr. Marine, you're here for an arraignment. You've been arrested for a city ordinance violation of open container.
The offer from the state, Your Honor, is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and court costs. Mr. Marine would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest. And I would ask that you take no action on the out on bond due to him resolving this case, Your Honor.
All right, sir. I've been handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the ordinance violation of open container, be a withhold of adjudication, credit for the one day you've served, and costs, and I'll give you time to get the cost paid. Is that your understanding? Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right, I'm holding up a plea form. It has your name at the top. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
Did you have the opportunity to read, review, and understand the document before you signed it?
Yes.
All right, to that city ordinance violation of open container, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept no contest. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for the one day. I'll give you 350 days to get the cost paid. I'll take no action on the out on bond.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mom.
Good luck.
Is that something you wanted to resolve? Okay. Could I have just a moment? Just- I don't know if there's a reason.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Your Honor, and Mr. Strickland, the offer for Mr. Strickland's case is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and court costs. Also, in case number 22 MO423AO, we would also like to resolve, the state has agreed to a withhold, credit time served, and court costs, Your Honor.
Okay. So
Let me put that.
2, 3, 4 days on that.
Your Honor, I don't have the case number for the new charge, but I did write the case number for the old charge.
Okay, the new charge is 22 MO525 AO. So we're gonna have to print paperwork. Okay. All right. Good morning, sir. State your name, please.
My name is Emmanuel Strickland.
All right, Mr. Strickland, I've been handed a plea form indicating you wish to enter a plea of no contest in 2 separate cases. First case is what I'd call the new arrest, 22 MO525 AO, where you were arrested for a city ordinance violation of open container, and that you'd plead no contest, you get a withhold of adjudication, credit for the one day you've served in jail plus cost. The second case is 22MO423 AO, where you were arrested for disorderly conduct, and you'd be given a total of 4 days credit with a withhold of adjudication and cost. And I'll give you time to get those costs paid. Is that,
I'm sorry, I believe it's 3 days, Your Honor.
well, I've got arrested 326, bonded 328, and then it's being held, so it would just be
That
3?
wouldn't count. It's just, it count as a fad, but it wouldn't count towards his credit.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
all right, so it'll be 3 days. Okay, but that'll resolve both these cases. Is that your understanding, and is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Holding up this plea form, it has your name at the top. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Did you have the opportunity to read, review, and understand the document before you signed it? Out of your hand, yes?
Yes, I am aware.
All right, so that city ordinance violation of open container, how do you plead?
Plead no contest.
And to disorderly conduct, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept your pleas in both. I'm going to withhold adjudication in both, give you credit for 1 day on the open container, 3 days on the disorderly conduct, and I'll give you 350 days to get the cost paid. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence. Any appeal must be in writing. All right, so you'll be released on these 2 cases today.
Yes, sir, thank
All right, good luck.
O'Neill, O'Donnell.
O'Donnell bonded, thank you.
No, you still should get a bond. I don't know if he said these are no bond, hold on. Go ahead and say your name.
All right, good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Sydney Tilmy.
Mr. Tilmy, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. Bond is set at $250. I am going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You're also arrested for failing to appear for a pretrial conference, charges of giving false information to law enforcement and also driving without a valid driver's license. And the bond set at $1,000 on each of those counts. All right, good luck, sir.
Appreciate it.
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
John Davis.
Mr. Davis, you're here for initial appearance. All right. Been arrested for possession of a controlled substance without a prescription and possession of drug paraphernalia. I am going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. And the bonds are going to be stated $1,000 on the first count, $500 on the second count. You're also, this is some 2019 Duelis, driving with suspended license. I don't know what the status of that case is. I'll take no action on that. All right, good luck. Morning, sir. Your name, please? What's your name, please?
Marcus Fonseca.
Mr. Fonseca, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of cocaine and trespass after warning. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Bond set at $1,000 on count 1, $500 on count 2. I'm going to order that you not return to the Sabienza Restaurant, 2200 Americana Boulevard.
No. This is that.
He just told you what restaurant.
Okay.
All right, good luck.
This is it. So it's two.
State bond.
How much is it? 200?
With the bail bondsman.
Bill Bondsman, 200.
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Justin Gandy.
Gandy, you're here for initial appearance. We've got 2 cases. All right, you were arrested for possession of MDMA and also for failure to appear at a pretrial conference. Possession, I can hardly read this, another drug charge. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender in both cases. And bond set at $1,000 on the, it's going to be stated $1,000 on the new case and $1,000 on the capious. Good luck. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name, please?
Anisha Gatewood.
Ms. Gatewood, you're here for initial appearance. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of MDMA, possession of less than 20 grams of cannabis. Okay, and you're currently out on bond for possession of MDMA, possession with intent and possession. Okay. So I've appointed the public defender to represent you. Bond on the new case is going to be stayed at $1,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2, $100 on count 3. And I'm going to revoke the bond that you're currently out on and set that bond at none. All right.
You don't have to. They didn't. I just looked. This isn't dropped. Same. Okay, then it's the same. You picked up the same notice. I know, but you cannot pick up a new law violation. You're gonna have to call.
Yeah, Shatara Hill.
Now, your next case for Shatara Hill, she's a bond.
Bill bonded, thank you. Good morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Octavia Jackson.
Ms. Jackson, you're here for initial appearance. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. All right, you've been arrested for possession of heroin with intent to sell or deliver with a weapon, possession of heroin within 1,000 feet of a place of worship with intent, possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver with a weapon, possession of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship with intent, possession of MDMA, possession of a controlled substance, and trafficking of fentanyl, 4 grams or more. Bonds have been set at $15,000 on count 1, $10,000 on count 2, $15,000 on count 3, $10,000 on count 4, $15,000 on 5, $1,000 on count 6, and $200,000 on count 7. You're also currently out on bond for a charge of possession of cocaine. And I'm going to revoke that bond and set it at none.
Okay, I ain't got no bond now. That's okay.
And the public defender's appointed. All right, both cases.
We're so hard.
Huh?
You have to call the number and speak to the attorney.
I have attorney,
You do. Call the number and I'll tell you who it is.
so I'm not going home.
No,
My bond still the same. My bond still the same.
you're revoked on the out on bond. You can't go anywhere
Until when?
until another judge changes it.
Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Michael Jacobs.
Mr. Jacobs, you're here for initial appearance. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. Okay, and it looks like you're currently out on bond on it's a misdemeanor now, unrelated, okay. So I'll take no action on the out on bond. On the new offense, on count 1, I'll stay at 500. On count 2, I'm going to increase it to 2,000. The public defender is appointed in both cases. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Jamal Jeffers.
Mr. Jeffers, you're here for initial appearance. Going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been arrested for possession of methamphetamine and possession of less than 20 grams of cannabis.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release in this case.
All right, and you're also arrested for driving with a suspended license. All right, looks like without history. I'll release you on pretrial release with condition that you not, number 1, drive without a license, and number 2, that you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs and that you be subject to random urinalysis. All right, good luck.
That's it.
I'm sorry, the possession of on both cases is
Pretrial release, random UA, no drugs or alcohol, no driving without a license. All right, good morning. Your name, please?
Renisha Johnson.
Johnson, you're here for initial appearance. Okay, I am going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been arrested. You've got 2 cases. You've been arrested for neglect of a child. Okay. The bond is set at $1,000 in each case. And I'm going to order, in addition, that you comply with any Department of Children and Families case plan. Okay? Morning, your name, please? Ms. McClement, Ms. McClement, if I'm saying that right. You're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for tampering with a witness to hinder communication of law enforcement. Do you want me to appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case, or are you going to hire an attorney?
Public defender.
Okay, did you fill out an application?
Yes, she did. I'm sorry, she qualifies.
Okay, I'll appoint the Public Defender. I'll stay the bond at $1,000.
Your Honor, she qualifies for pretrial release. Given that she has no history, I would ask for pretrial release.
Okay. All right, I'll release you on pretrial release. Okay.
Any conditions, Your Honor?
I'll order no hostile contact. This appears to be your mother. No hostile contact with the complainant, Patricia Ann Jagon, Jaggon.
Okay, thank you.
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Garrett Lee Simmons.
All right, Mr. Simmons, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for, this is pursuant to a warrant for petty theft with 2 priors. Bond was set at $500 with an order that you not return to any Dollar General store. Okay. Do you want me to appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case, or are you going to hire an attorney?
Public defender. Is there a plea off?
Simmons?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
There it is,
He
okay.
qualifies.
All right, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender. All right, good luck.
Is there a plea off?
No.
The bond is stayed.
Bonded state, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, good morning. Your name, please?
Jeffrey Sloan.
Mr. Sloan, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. All right, I'm going to stay that bond at none, or excuse me, at $3,500. Now, you're also out on pretrial release for battery on a person 65 years of older and domestic violence battery. Has the state filed on that case?
One moment, Your Honor. Does not appear so, Your Honor.
So we've got a notification of revocation of pretrial release. And it appears that you've not shown up for that. So I'm going to revoke the pretrial release and set the bond. Let's see. I'll set it at $5,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. That's in the 22 CF 3334.
Mm-hmm. It'll be 10% of the bail bond.
Your Honor, with regard to the new offense, I would ask for no contact and no return.
I'm going to order that you not return to 570 Country Club Drive. And I'll appoint the public defender in both cases. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Lorenzo Smith.
Mr. Smith, you're here for initial appearance. Been arrested pursuant to a warrant. We got actually in 2 cases. I'm going to appoint the public defender in both cases. First, in 22 CF 4219, you were arrested for shooting or throwing a missile into a dwelling or structure or vehicle, and criminal mischief over $1,000. The bonds have been set at $2,500 on count one and $500 on count two for a total of $3,000. The second case, warrant with that's 22 CF 42. Oh no, it's the same one. I'm sorry, it's only one. Okay, so you got a bond of $3,000. Or do you have no contact with the victim, possess no weapons or firearms? All right, good luck.
Hold on, Your Honor. The other case should be 22 CF 4220.
42.
20?
Okay, okay. I had them mixed up. Okay, so 4220. So you have identical charges in two separate cases. Each one has got a total of $3,000, so it's a total of $6,000 with the same conditions in each case.
Joshua Thayer was behavior.
I will, if you appoint, Your Honor, I will waive the appearance.
All right, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender.
Thank you, I will waive.
Waive
Yes.
appearance. On Thayer. I'll appoint the Public Defender and they've waived appearance. On Thayer, yes. All right, good morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Shakayla Williams.
All right, Ms. Williams, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for failing to appear for a plea hearing that was set for March 23rd. And bond has been set at none. All right, good luck. I think they were previously appointed. Good morning. Your name, please?
Good afternoon, Joshua Zobo.
Mr. Zobo, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of MDMA. Appoint the Office of the Public Defender. And bond is set at $1,000, so it'll be stated at $1,000. All right. Good luck, sir.
Jared Champion ended up being a refusal.
Okay, so Mr. Champion refused.
And I will waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, so I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender and,
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
Good morning, everybody. Who do we have in the jail today?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is John Mancini.
I'm sorry. Officer?
Anderson.
Hey, Officer Anderson, you back with me today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Judge Nix Walker. I'm inside of courtroom 4F in Osceola Courthouse, and I'm viewing you through a screen projector. And if any time you can't hear me, make sure you let me know. State or pretrial release, please let me know any information on each defendant the court should be aware of in setting or denying a bond. Corporal Anderson, thank you for assisting us today. I hope you've listened to the video and are aware of the purposes of I-8s in your initial appearance today. It is a policy of this state that persons committing serious criminal offenses, posing a threat to the safety of the community or the integrity of the judicial process, or failing to appear at trial be detained upon arrest. However, persons found to meet specified criteria shall be released under certain conditions until proceedings are concluded and adjudication has been determined. Assistant State Attorney, can you please announce your name for the record this afternoon?
Jody Lilinas for the state.
Good afternoon. Attorney from the Robert Wellesley Office of the Public Defender's Office, can you please announce your name for the record?
John Mancini on behalf of the Public Defender's Office.
Good afternoon. And the officer from the pretrial release from the Osceola Corrections, please announce your name.
Patricia Jenkins, pretrial release.
Good afternoon. Additional people that we have in the courtroom today are the deputies. and Madam Clerk, whose job is responsible for making sure that I am organized and ready to go. With that being said, I'm going to take my first out of county, and that is Jose Rodriguez Rivera.
He is present and approaching, Your Honor. He is
Thank
in
you.
the cage in the back. There'll be a moment.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you state your name and date of birth?
Jose Rodriguez Rivera, 05-2899.
Thank you. You were here as you were have an active warrant out of Orange County, and that is going to be, at this time, you have been held on count 1, no bond, count 2, no bond, and count 3, no bond, count 4, no bond, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, a DV, no bond, count 3, battery strangulation, no bond, count 4, false imprisonment, DV, no bond, and battery, count 5, DV, no bond. I don't have any dates for you, correct, Madam Clerk? So good luck, okay, sir? I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defenders, though. All right, next case is Corian Jones Bentley. Okay, everybody has to listen for their names. Corian Jones Bentley, please.
Mr. Bentley? Your Honor, we are checking on his location right now. I do not believe he is in the courtroom.
Next person, thank you. Officer Anderson, just let me know. Robert Middleton.
He is present and approaching, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Middleton. How you doing today? Can you raise your right hand to the best of your physical ability for me, please? Can you state can you state your name and date of birth? So used to.
Robert Middleton, January the 9th, 1981.
Thank you very much. Mr. Middleton, you're here as you were charged with an out-of-county warrant in Lake County, and they have given you a bond at $2,000, okay, for no driver's license. Count 1 is no driver's license, and, okay, no driver's license, okay, sir? So you do have a bond. That bond is $2,000. I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a great day. Next case is Javier Jose Cora Sierra.
He is present, Your Honor. He does require the services of the Spanish interpreter.
Oh, that wasn't a notation for me, so if you can sit, wait, will be last.
I do have one more that requires the Spanish.
Which one?
It'll be Mr. Raul Sendio Rosado, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much. Christopher Florenstall.
Present and approaching, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Florenstall, can you state your name and date of birth for me, please?
Christopher Florestar, 04-10-2002.
Thank you. You were here on a warrant for failure to appear for pretrial, and that was signed by, let's see, it's like Judge Jen Savage. And at this time, they have given you no bond for your failure to appear. For no registration?
There is three.
Oh, okay. A tag? And leaving the scene of an accident with property of more than $50. Let me. All right, so this wasn't given by me, this was given by another judge. So at this time, I'm not gonna change that judge's decision, that they have entered a no bond for you at this time, okay? I'm gonna provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender, though, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
See here. Lisa Marie Moore.
Present and approaching, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Moore, you were here as you were charged with failure to appear at a jury trial. Ms. Moore, this is from yesterday?
Yes, ma'am, I was there before the trial started. Like, when you started your trial, I was being arrested and let out.
You weren't there at 9 o'clock,
No,
right?
ma'am. I had trouble getting a ride.
Yeah, make sure you're there. I'm gonna change this since this is mine. I'm gonna give you a bond, all right?
Thank you.
And I'm gonna give you a bond, and I'm gonna give you a bond at $500. Make sure you come to my stuff.
Yes, ma'am, I will. I promise you.
All right. Provisionally appointed to the Office of the Public Defender. I'll give you a bond of $500.
Thank you.
Thank you. Davian Smiley.
President approaching, Your Honor.
Hello, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. How you doing today?
Good in yourself.
Good. Thank you for asking. Mr. Smiley, you are here on a warrant as well from Elizabeth Gibson for trafficking methamphetamines and conspiracy to traffic methamphetamines. Your bond is $100,000 for count 1 and $100,000 for count 2. I mean, $50,000 for count 2. That can't be what this is right now. I'm looking at something. That must be old. Give me one moment. I'm sorry. That's October 2020. Does he have more than one here? Looks like it's 2.
I believe that might have been the one that it had a warrant and then it had an info and then it had an amended info.
Have the amended information here. Delivery of a controlled substance, conspiracy to traffic in 10 grams or more. So is that the same case number? Yes, so we don't need this one anymore because there's an amended information. And so you're here on delivery of a controlled substance on your amended information, a second-degree felony, conspiracy to traffic in 10 grams or more of methamphetamine. And then you have an arrest warrant for the same thing.
The warrant is the start of it before the info file. I just provided you with all.
Oh, heard. Got it. So now I'm gonna issue you a bond. Let's talk about this. It looks like there's no probable cause affidavit that needs to be done. However, can I speak to the pretrial release on some history?
You have no prior history, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to be, I'm gonna appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor, based on the fact, I believe,
gotta speak up.
if I heard correctly, that PTR said there was no history.
There's no history.
I would be asking for a reasonable bond to be set in this case. I'm not sure what the admin order says in regards to this level of what the charges are, but I would leave that to the discretion of the court. But
Thank you. State, any issues that you would like to be heard on?
Your Honor, I believe bond was already set on this case by the judge that issued the warrant. I apologize, I was trying to follow the conversation about the informations and stuff.
That's
but-
exactly right. So it looked like there was a bond, was given $100,000 on count 1, $50,000 on count 2, but then that was in 2020. Then it looks like it was an information file. Now then it looks like another information was found, amended information. So what I've done is I have given him the amended information, which is the newest information, and
Okay.
those charges are different than what he was arrested on.
Okay,
And that's why I'm giving him a bond.
okay, and may I just have the charge, the first charge was trafficking, and then the second one was
On the amended information, it is, I'll give you.
apologize, I just want to make sure I have the right information.
Hold on, give me one. The amended information is delivery of a controlled substance for count 1. So no longer trafficking methamphetamines 10 grams or more. And the second charge in the amended information would be conspiracy to traffic in 10 grams or more of MDMA.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. State would leave it up to the court's discretion, would just ask that conditions be added of no possession of any drugs or controlled substances, Your Honor.
Agreed. All right, this time the court's going to grant you a bond. The court's going to enter a pretrial release program and give you a bond for the delivery of a controlled substance at $2,500, pardon me, and conspiracy to traffic in 10 grams or more of MDM ecstasy at $5,000 for your total bond of $70,500. No.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Special conditions of any release are as follows. Do not possess any drugs or or alcohol without a valid prescription.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender if I have not done that already. John Vale?
He's in the, hospital.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. He's in the hospital.
Reset.
Your Honor, I do not believe he is present at the moment.
Yes, I'm gonna reset it. It sounds like he's in the hospital. These are all new cases now. All right, Abdullah Antabi. If I said that wrong, I do apologize.
He is present, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Abdullah Zahabi, June 26, 1991.
All right, would you like to be heard on probable cause at this time?
Not on this case, Your Honor.
All right, and you were charged with battery, domestic violence. I do find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit. Do you want to be appointed to the Office of the Public Defender, or do you have your own attorney?
Public defender.
All right, I'm going to appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender based on your indigent status. And I'm going to ask defense at this time, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Your Honor, if I may have one moment to inquire with my client about one thing. May I inquire with my client? I have one question.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In the meantime, State, do you want to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor. If bond is set, State would request that there be a no contact order issued with the listed victim, as well as a no return to the scene.
Thank you. Did you elicit the question from your?
I did, Your Honor. Based on what he's asked me, defense would be requesting for no hostile contact order and for return to be allowed, or if not, a one-time return with law enforcement so he may get his personal belongings back.
Okay. Thank you very much. At this time, I'm going to hear from pretrial release.
Your Honor, he's wanted out of Ohio. He's have aggravated stalking, aggravated robbery, kidnapping, tampering with evidence, aggravated attempted trafficking, and escape, and having weapon with under disability.
Thank you. So I don't know what they do in other courtrooms, but if I give you a bond, that means you have to return, sir. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and returning means that you need to return to whatever court dates that you have that are applicable to you.
I actually just moved on her, so you're not saying to work.
You don't have to tell me any of those things. You have an amazing attorney that's going to be standing next to you. I'm just letting you know that I don't know what they do in other courtrooms, but I don't. So that if it's an order for you to do something and I order you to do it, that means that you have to do it. Otherwise, there are some consequences that come along with that. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So at this time, I'm going to enter the bond, and I'm going to give him the bond at $1,000. $1,000 bond will come with special conditions of release. It's no contact with the victim. The victim's not here, defense counsel, so I can't do no hostile contact because we weren't able to get in contact with the victim. So
Yes, Your Honor.
there is no contact. Do not return to the scene. You may return one time though to get your items, and so that you can come back and is that your residence as well?
Yes.
So at least you can get your items and get some belongings, okay? I'm also going to add, do not consume any alcohol or controlled substances, as it looks like alcohol was a part of this affidavit. Good luck, sir. Kenneth Ayers?
Your Honor, the victim would like to have contact.
Yeah, she's not here to tell me that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Your Honor, I've also been informed that Mr. Bentley is now present in the courtroom.
Did I call Mr. Bentley? Did I miss something? Okay. Can you do me a favor? If I missed something. Oh, here it is, Jones Bentley. Mr. Bentley, sorry, who is this right here? Is this Mr. Kenneth Ayers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, Mr. Ayers, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Kenneth Ayers, June 2nd, 1989.
Thank you. Before we begin, would you like to have any issues on PC defense?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. So I do. Contact was made with him who was verbally advised that, it sounds like we can't determine who was the aggressor, and neither could Neither could the police officer. It was his father.
Yes, Your Honor, I believe that's why they filed prosecutorial summary for the other
Can't
party.
see. I can't hear you at all, sir. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Is that any better, Your Honor?
Yes, a lot better.
I agree with that, Your Honor. I just think that was why they charged, they arrested one and charged the other via information or like a filing with the state attorney's office.
I don't find probable cause here. State, would like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor. In the four corners of the affidavit, it does state that the victim stated that the defendant grabbed him from behind and placed him in a headlock, at which point they began to roll on the floor. So it does state that he actually grabbed him or placed him in the headlock first, and that's what happened. So I believe that there is enough for probable cause, Your Honor, and then the rest would be determined through the charging as to whether or not his story pans out later, Your Honor, but I believe there is probable cause for the arrest.
What's his history?
Dating back from 2009 to 2016, he have trespassed and occupied structure, petty theft, possession of drug paraphernalia, use of a two-way communication unlawful, possession of material depicting sexual times 2, and drug paraphernalia and possession of marijuana.
Let's hear both Wayne and Kenneth began to get into a physical altercation rolling on the ground. Kenneth opened it. The father goes by Wayne, started to knock on the door. Kenneth opened it and Wayne attempted to grab his face. Both Wayne and Kenneth began to get into a physical altercation.
Your Honor, if I may, on the second page of the affidavit, it does state, the third paragraph down, Wayne's account of what occurred stated that he was walking away and Kenneth grabbed him from behind and placed him in a headlock. I believe that they do have conflicting statements, Your Honor, but there was enough for probable cause to arrest the defendant.
I don't find probable cause. No probable cause.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can, state 24 hours if you want.
No, Your Honor, it's fine.
Thank you. Good luck.
So will he be ROR, Your Honor?
Yep, ROR. Now, wait. Now, come back real quick. So I can't force you not to go over to your father's home, but if I were you, I probably wouldn't do that. Doesn't sound like he wants you there. It sounds like some problems there. Are you nodding? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Yeah, so I probably wouldn't do that. Do I have his father too in here?
No, Your Honor.
His father was charged by information?
No, Your Honor, I believe an APS was issued for him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Tina Bowman?
President approaching, Your Honor.
Morning, Ms. Bowman. Good afternoon, Ms. Bowman. How you doing? Can you state your name and date of birth?
Tina K. Bowman, 4580.
All right, you're here as you were charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. I do find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit. I could provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Would you like to be appointed to the Office of the Public Defender today?
Yes.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
State?
Your Honor, state would just request that if a reasonable bond is set, that there be no contact with the victim and that they maintain separate residences.
Your Honor, I do believe both parties are present in the jail at this time. Through separate conversations, they have both requested no hostile contact.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit too much too soon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, ma'am. Thank you, State. Pretrial release, can I have some history?
From 2009, Your Honor, to 2022, she had possession of cannabis, burglary with assault, possession of cannabis again, possession of drug paraphernalia, and she also out on bond out of Hernando County for possession of cannabis.
So I'm not going to take any action on your Hernando County case, but Just be aware of that. And as far as this case, I'm going to issue a bond. I'm going to issue the bond for $1,000. I'm going to have you no contact with the victim, even though the victim would like to have contact with you, no contact with the victim. Who, do you guys live together?
Yes.
Whose name is on the lease?
His mother's.
His mother's? So you're gonna have to find another place to live, okay, ma'am? I will allow you to have one time to return to get your belongings, all right? Yes?
Yes.
Good luck, ma'am. And ma'am? And what was, there was another special conditions of any release?
Your Honor, I apologize. I would also request that there be no weapons or firearms.
And no weapons or firearms just due to the nature of the case. Now, let's talk about what no contact means. Because you both are requesting contact, you may think that it's, oh, I can talk to him because he wants to talk to me, but that's just not accurate information, okay? So no contact means no contact. So that means going to his mother's house, his mother contacting you both. Any of that contact would be no contact at all, and it could end up being in trouble, okay? And then trouble could mean that it could be a violation of your, of what the orders I'm giving you today. Do you understand that no contact means no contact, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good luck, ma'am. Chad Fletcher.
President approaching, Your Honor.
Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Chad Bush, 11/28/1974.
Everybody in this courtroom is going to have to speak up, so use your big voice.
Jeffrey Boucher, 11/28/1974.
Thank you very much. You were charged with battery by strangulation and battery domestic violence. At this time, I did find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit. Defense, and I'm going to appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Would you like to be appointed to the Office of the Public Defender?
Yes.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor, thank you, though.
State?
Your Honor, state would request that if a bond be set, that there also be conditions of no contact with the listed victim, no weapons or firearms, and to maintain separate residences.
Thank you. So I'm going to give you a bond. The bond's going to be as follows. Oh, PTR? It looks like he qualifies for PTR.
Yes, with a bond, yeah.
All right, I'm going to give you pretrial release, and I'm going to give you a bond. The bond will be as follows. Domestic battery by strangulation, $1,000. Battery touch or strike, $500 for a total of $1,500. Please do not contact the victim. No contact means no contact, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And you can maintain separate residences. It sounds like that's your residence. So she's going to be allowed to come by there.
I'll let her stay there, ma'am. I'll leave.
What?
I'll let her stay there. I'll leave.
I don't know what you just said. You have to.
I said I'll let her stay there. I'll leave.
All right, here we go with you two. So this is not going to be good. I can already tell.
No, I'll go stay with my father and let her stay at our residence.
All right. All right, so I'm going to switch that. So you can go ahead and based on your own testimony. So let me tell you what that means. So that means if tomorrow you change your mind and you say, no, I don't want you there. I want to stay with my mom because my father says I can't stay there, then you have to go find somewhere else to live. Do you understand that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So I'm going to allow you to allow the residents to be with Miss Foucher, and you would have to maintain a separate residence, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
No contact means no contact. Hopefully that won't be an issue for you two. No weapons or firearms, and you may return one time to get your belongings.
That was it, Your Honor.
Yep. All right, can we bring up Miss Foucher again? Thank you, Mr. Chad. Tina Bowman?
She is President approaching, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Bowman, do you understand that you're allowed to go to the home now and you can stay there?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know that he's going to be able to come one time with law enforcement officers and retrieve his belongings?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand no contact means no contact?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. That brings us to William LaPrey.
Your Honor, I've been informed by corrections that he is currently detoxing. Defense would have a request. I believe we sent paperwork to your JA earlier today.
We have a request to do what?
Mr. LaPrey has been found permanently incompetent to proceed. I believe we sent records dating back to the year 2011.
Set this with whoever, do we know who's the judge in this case?
I do not believe so yet, Your Honor.
Once we find out who the judge in this case, I think it'll be more appropriate to set it with that person.
Yes, Your Honor.
I have a paper right here.
Your Honor, I believe it's Judge Efferson.
It sounds like it's Judge Efferson, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. James McCray?
President approaching, Your Honor. He has informed me he has hired private counsel.
So this case, we are resetting it. Well, actually, are you gonna waive his appearance today? For the one that you found, Mr. William LaPre?
Your Honor, yes, I am comfortable waiving his appearance at this time.
All right, so we're gonna waive his appearance at this time, and I'm gonna give him a bond at $500.
Yes, Your Honor.
Provisionally appoint him to the Office of the Public Defender, and if you have any issues, then, no return to the scene as a special condition.
Yes, Your Honor.
State, would you like to be heard on any issues with that case?
For LaPre, Your Honor? No, thank you.
Thank you. And that's Judge Efferson, so you can set
Yes,
that
Your
up
Honor.
with Judge Efferson.
That is my courtroom. I will get on it.
Definitely. James McCray, how are you doing? Can you state your name and date of birth?
Yes, Your Honor. James McCrary, 32866.
Hey, you were here as you were charged with the DUI. At this time, I do find probable cause based on the charging affidavit. I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Unless you have your own attorney, would you like to be appointed to the Office of the Public Defender today?
For the purposes of this?
Yep, you can. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
State?
Your Honor, state would just request that no alcohol be added to any conditions of release.
Thank you. It does look like, based on the initial appearance information sheet, officer for the pretrial release department, that he does qualify for direct PTR?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So at this time, you qualify for direct PTR. I'm going to give you direct PTR, pretrial release, which means that you'll be released without a monetary bond. Special conditions of any release will be as follows. Do not consume any alcohol without a valid prescription. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Edward Nevels.
President approaching, Your Honor.
3 cases. That's the one that I remember. Yeah. Mr. Nevels, can you state your true name and date of birth?
Edward Nevels, 10/21/82.
Thank you. You are here, you were charged with 2022 CF 1098 with a conspiracy to solicit conspired shoplifting and retail theft around $750. In 2022 CF 1100 retail theft $750, conspiracy to solicit conspired shoplifting. And then in 2022 CF 1102, possession of a controlled substance, cocaine, possession of, is that naproxen? Without a prescription, possession to intent to sell, and drug paraphernalia. At this time, I do find probable cause in all 3 cases. I'm going to appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. Unless you have your attorney of your own, would you like to be appointed to the Office of the Public Defender today?
Yes.
All right.
Ma'am.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues in any cases?
No, Your Honor.
State.
Yes, Your Honor. State would request in the retail cases, the retail theft cases, that he not be allowed to return to those locations, and that he not be allowed to interact with the co-defendants in the case there be no contact with co-defendants. And as far as the drug case, Your Honor, state would request that he not be allowed to consume any controlled substances or be in possession of any controlled substances.
Thank you. PTR says other legal constraints. He's not, does not qualify.
Yes, ma'am. He have an open case in Broward County.
All right.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yep.
My client has informed me he wishes to inform you of some information. This is against the advice of counsel.
All right, so this is how I work. So this is your case, your life. So I always say you can say whatever you want to say. However, just know that you're being recorded. There's a state attorney here who is probably ready to take notes at the bit, and your attorney has told you that he would want you not to do so. So do you still would like to say anything on the record, Mr. Nevels?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead.
If you read the affidavit, I got pulled and by the officers before I went in the restaurant, and they looked in the car. I was in the car by myself. It was nothing in the car. They looked. They took my license and ran my license, ran my name, did everything. I parked my car, went inside of the restaurant, got something to eat, came back out, and all this stuff in the car with other people in the car and the alarm going off. And I'm being charged for, I don't see how that's, I don't know.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, so for the 2022 case CF 19098, I am going to give you a bond. That bond's going to be for the conspiracy to solicit and conspire shoplifting, $500. The retail theft around or about $750, $500 for a total of $1,000 on that case. 2022 CF 1100, retail theft. $250, conspiring to shoplift $150 for a total of $400 bond. In the case of 2022 CF 1102, drug possession, controlled substance, cocaine, I'll give you $500 on that bond. Possession of legend drug without prescription, $500. Possession with intent to sell, $500. And drug paraphernalia, possession or use, $250. Your special conditions of any release for the conspire and the retail thefts is don't return to the scene. And that scene looks like it's a public supermarket located on 4401 13th Street in St. Cloud, and a Home Depot located at 4560 13th Street, St. Cloud. Do you understand you're not to return to those places, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then as far as do not consume or possess any controlled substances without a prescription.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, sir. Jarek Orend?
Excuse me.
Yes?
Could you, I know you said the bonds, but I don't know the total.
I was able to total those up, Your Honor. I will inform him when we are done with proceedings.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Of course, have a great rest of your day. Mr. Jarek Orend?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, how are you doing today? Can you please state your name and date of birth?
Jarek Warren, January 2nd, 2003.
All right, you were here on a burglary of auto or other conveyance, unoccupied larceny. At this time, I did find probable cause after reviewing the charging affidavit, and thus, I'm asking, do you want to be appointed to the Office of the Public Defender?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and defense, would you like to be heard on any issues at this point?
No, Your Honor.
State?
No, Your Honor.
Officer from pretrial release, would like to, he's indicated pre-PTR on your initial appearance information sheet.
Yes, ma'am. He eligible for direct PTR.
Do you have any history?
Yes, ma'am. He have from 2015 to 2018 burglary of unoccupied conveyance, criminal mischief, burglary of a dwelling unoccupied, failure to appear, burglary of a structure, trespass, and grand theft of firearm. 2019 ag assault, 2019 battery on his probation officer, assault of public private education employee 2019, VOP 2020, carrying a concealed weapon, possession of weapon 2021, and possession of marijuana 2021.
Okay. So, Mr. Orrin, at this time, I'm going to have you go to PTR, but I am going to give you a bond at this time, and the bond is going to be $2,000. Special conditions of any release will be do not return, oh, sorry. No weapons or firearms. And Mr. Orrin, this sounds like you're on a roll here. I would suggest that you probably slow down.
Yes,
Next case, Nicholas Rosenberg.
Your Honor, that'd be bond with PTR?
Bond with PTR, $2,000.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I've been informed that Mr. Rosenberg has refused today. I'd be asking for a 24-hour reset.
Officer Anderson? Go get him. Miguel Santiago Colazo, there is no refusing.
Yes, Your Honor. He is present and approaching.
Thank you. Hello, sir. Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Yes, Miguel Santiago Collazo. Miguel Santiago Collazo.
Thank you. You're here as you were charged with weapon, carrying a concealed weapons, brass knuckles, in case number 22MM870, 22CF1111, retail theft, grand theft, $750, conspiracy to solicit and conspire shoplifting, and then in 2022 CF1113, retail theft, conspiracy. At this time, I did find probable cause after reviewing each case, and I'm going to point you to the Office of the Public Defender unless you have your own attorney. Would you like to be appointed to the Office of the Public Defender today?
Your Honor, he's asking to speak to me. May I have a moment?
Yes.
Your Honor, we are ready to proceed.
Thank you. Would you like to play Office of the Public Defender today, sir? Are you, defense, would you like to be heard on any issues in any of the cases?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
State?
Your Honor, for the retail cases, state would request that there be a no return to the scene condition added to any bond conditions or PTR that he has, as well as no contact with the co-defendants. And in the weapons carrying, Your Honor, state would request that there be no weapons or firearms.
Thank you. I am going to give you a bond after hearing from the pretrial release.
Your Honor, the only case he have is from 2022, and it's out of Palm Beach County, and he have an active warrant for that.
I'm going to take no action on the Palm Beach County case. However, I'm going to give you a bond, sir. And that bond's going to be as follows. For the 2022 MM870, carrying concealed brass knuckles will be $500. 2022 CF1111, retail theft, grand theft, $250. Conspiracy to solicit or conspire shoplifting, $500. 2022 CF1113, retail theft, $250. Conspiracy to conspire shoplifting, $150. Don't return to the Home Depot located on 4560 13th Street, St. Cloud. Is this the co-defendant of the other young man?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Public supermarket located at 4401 13th Street in St. Cloud. No weapons or firearms, please. Do not possess any of those. If you have any, please return them to the sheriff's office within 24 hours.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, no contact with the co-defendant. And actually, that's on another one. I don't know if I said that on the record. What's the co-defendant's name?
That was Mr. Neville.
For Mr. Neville, it's no contact with the co-defendant as well. Mr. Neville, come on up real quick. Mr. Neville, do you understand there's no contact with the co-defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good luck. Jasmine Wilson.
Present and approaching, Your Honor.
Hi, Ms. Wilson. How are you doing? Can you state your name and date of birth?
Jasmine Wilson, 11/27/1992.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. You were here as you were charged with an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Thank you. Battery domestic. Would you like to be heard on any issues of probable cause?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
You want to read it?
I have it ready, Your Honor.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
So it looks like I have a victim here. I want to hear from the victim on this case before I decide probable cause. Please state your name, sir. Raise your right hand.
Levante Tommy.
Raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Would you like to tell me anything regarding this case, sir?
No, I don't have any statement or anything of that nature. I would just like, for everything to be dropped. It never supposed to intend it that way at all. There was no weapons in use or anything like that of that nature. Nothing at all, really. I told him that night I was a victim. I was a victim in the case, which they put me in the victim as the case. I never called them. I told them that night nothing was wrong.
State? You want to, defense first.
Your Honor, no questions, but I will have a new argument based on testimony.
Oh, State, I know do you have questions, State? Sorry.
I apologize, Your Honor. I was anticipating your answer. I was looking for the document. Can you give me just a moment to double check?
Of course. This is for the Jasmine Renee Wilson case. He has indicated that there was no knives. That there was no weapons. Meanwhile, history?
He have no prior history.
State?
Your Honor, within the four corners of the document, it does state that he gave a verbal statement to the officer that stated she did have a knife, and she walked towards him, and he did fear for her safety. That's why he pushed her away. I know that it's a statement that he made to law enforcement, so I do believe there's probable cause for the arrest. As to whether or not it can be proven in a trial would be something that should be taken into account later, Your Honor. But as for the arrest, his statement, he did state to the officer that she did have a knife. He was in fear.
No.
Based on my investigation, the state was obtained by Jasmine and Levant. Was any written statements?
No.
Did you write anything?
No, I didn't write that. I told them I didn't want to do anything that night. I said nothing. There's nothing to be done.
Did you ever tell the police officer you were afraid?
No.
Is there any written statements?
He did refuse to write a written statement, Your Honor, and did state that he didn't want to prosecute. However, the law enforcement officer did have body cam footage, which we are not able to obtain of today, but we can go through to determine whether or not he did in fact actually make that statement. But as to the four corners of the document itself, Your Honor, the law enforcement officer does state that he was told by the victim that she was holding a knife and he was in fear.
No probable cause. I'll give you 24 hours. You're released on ROR, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your Honor, will this be no contact?
Your Honor, I have been informed.
I can't. So once I release them on ROR, I can't
Okay.
issue any special conditions of any release at this time.
Your Honor, was that to include the battery as well? There were 2 charges on the affidavit, and I believe we only discussed the knife regarding the assaults.
Thank you. Now let's talk about that. Come back up there. Did she strike you in the mouth?
It was just a small nudge. It wasn't nothing crazy, nothing that I would call about. You know what I mean? It's just small.
So the question is, did she hit you in the mouth?
Small nudge, but yeah, it wasn't nothing crazy. You know what I mean? Because she spoke out and told him that's what happened.
So that's a yes. Thank you. I do find that on the charge of battery, that there was probable cause for battery. There was no probable cause for aggravated assault, and thus she does qualify for PTR. So I'll give her a PTR. Would you want to be heard on any other issue, State? Sorry.
No, Your Honor, state would just request that there be no contact and that they maintain separate residences.
All right. Do you want to have contact with her?
Yes, I would like contact because, we have kids. We have 3 kids at home. We never go through anything of this nature. We've been together 13 years. Nothing at all, no incident, no history. So I would like to have contact with her.
Ms. Wilson, do you want contact?
If contact is not allowed to be issued, then that's the case. But if contact is allowed in regards to our children, then I would appreciate that.
I can't stop anything with the children. Do you live with him?
Yes.
Would you be able to find another home?
We've lived together for 13 years.
Yeah,
I
live
have
together.
family, so of course I'll have somewhere to go, but it's a big deal.
It's a very big deal. I would like for her to.
A big deal for you to give me 1 minute, sir. A big deal for you to find a place
No,
to stay?
not to find, just the change, the shift.
With the children and all, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'll issue no hostile contact based on both of you, stating that you can have contact. Now, at any period of time where that just changes, you guys need to let me know. Ms. Jasmine Wilson, at any time that you feel that that is going to be a problem for you, if I were you, this is the first time that you've ever been in trouble in your life, I would definitely leave.
Most definitely.
All right, I'm going to find that there has been a probable cause for the battery. At this time, I'm going to issue PTR, and I'll give you a bond of $250.
Thank you.
Good luck, ma'am. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Monica Anderson. Monica Anderson.
Your Honor, I've been informed
I
of
think she's
corrections
still in
that
the
she's
hospital.
Oh, this is the hospital one. Okay, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
But Your Honor, for your information, Mr. Rosenberg is now present. Nicholas,
Oh, yeah, let's bring Mr. Rosenberg on up.
he is present and approaching, Your Honor.
Thank you. Hi, Mr. Rosenberg, how are you? Can you state your name and date of birth?
Nicholas Rosenberg, 9/12/79.
Thank you. You were here on 2 cases, and the first case you're here on is case number 2022 CF1106 for conspiracy to conspire shoplifting and retail grand theft, $750. Your second case is 2022 CF1108 retail theft, conspiracy to solicit and conspire shoplifting. At this time, I have reviewed the affidavit and find that there's probable cause in both cases. Would you like to be appointed to the Office of the Public Defender today, sir?
Ma'am?
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your lawyer is standing next to you. In defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
No, Your Honor.
State?
Your Honor, state would request in each case that no return to the scene of the incident be implemented, as well as no contact with the co-defendants. which were the two from earlier, Your Honor.
Thank you. Now, I do see that he qualifies for direct PTR.
Yes, ma'am.
History.
Dating from 2006 until now, he have, possession of synthetic drugs, paraphernalia, disobey stop sign, controlled substance, grand theft dealing in stolen property, burglary occupied structure in a dwelling, possession of cannabis, dwellers, shoplifting.
All right, this time I'm going to give you PTR with the bond. The bond's going to be as follows. For the conspiracy for shoplifting, $150. Retail theft, $250. And your second case, retail theft, $250. And conspiracy to shoplift, $150 for a total bond, I think about $800. The first page was for conspiracy for shoplifting, $150. Grand theft, $500. The second case was retail petty theft, $250. Conspiracy to shoplifting, $150. Special conditions of any release, sir, I think you should be listening to this because that's what you got to do for your life. He's going to go home and you have to deal with the remaining consequences, especially orders. That would be the Publix supermarket located at 4401 13th Street in St. Cloud, Florida. Do not return to that Publix. Do you understand that? Home Depot located at 4560 13th Street, St. Cloud. Do not return to that Home Depot. Do you understand that? And no contact with the co-defendants. Do I need to say their names for you, or do you know who those two individuals are?
I understand, ma'am.
Do you know who those two individuals are?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good luck, sir. That brings me to Corian Jones Bentley.
President approaching, Your Honor.
Thank you. Hi, Mr. Bentley. How you doing today? Can you state your true name and date of birth?
Corian Jones Bentley, 11/17/92.
All right, Mr. Bentley, you're here on an out-of-county warrant. That out-of-county warrant is from Polk County, and that is, you do have a bond, and the bond in dealing in stolen property is $5,000, and false verification of ownership is $1,000, for a total bond of $6,000. I will appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender. There is no special, let me make sure there's no special conditions. Sorry, give me one moment, make sure. I don't have any special conditions of release from the, and I don't normally add anything with theirs.
I didn't have any either, Your Honor.
All right. And that brings us to the last case, which is pardon me, what about Nelson Baker Moore? Detoxing still?
Nelson Moore, I believe, is present, Your Honor.
All right.
Mr. Moore. He is very hard of hearing, Your Honor, so that may cause some difficulties today.
Mm-hmm. Can you say your name and date of birth for me, please, sir?
Nelson Moore, 11/18/1948.
Thank you. You are here on an out-of-county warrant, and that county is Pinellas County. I know you can hear. You're here on an out-of-county warrant, Pinellas County.
Your Honor, I don't know why, but for some reason, the closer you get to the mic, the quieter you
You're
become.
here for an out-of-county warrant, Pinellas County.
Here for out-of-county warrant, Pinellas County. He understands, Your Honor.
Thank you. At this point, you have a bond, and that bond is $513.
We have a bond of $513.
Good luck, sir. Next case, R.C. Braulio. Thank you. R.C. Braulio.
Sorry, Your Honor.
R-C-A-R-C-E-B-R-A-U-L-I-O.
I've been informed by corrections that any attempt to bring him here will automatically use a use of force. I am comfortable to waive his appearance. I've been informed that he's talked to a member of my office. Further, I have a request from the correction staff that I believe there's an outstanding Baker Act hold for this gentleman, and
Are you waiving his appearance, counsel? That's all you have to tell me.
yes, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, with the waiver of appearance, I am going to issue a bond of $2,500. I did find probable cause based on the affidavit. Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Yes, Your Honor. Just in regards to the Baker Act, we request if instead of a bond, he could be conditionally released so that they may act on that.
You can ask for that with the judge on the case.
Yes, Your Honor.
State.
Your Honor, state would just request that he not return, or I'm sorry, have no contact with the law enforcement officer if he ever comes across him, that is the victim in this case. And would also note that he is currently out on probation on several felony cases.
Yep, and they're all Osceola cases. I'm gonna enter a no bond, or I'll give him a bond of $2,500 and then enter a no bond on 2020 CF 1579, 2020 CF 1595, 2020 CF 1719, 2020 CF 3652, and 2021 CF 504, as those are all in my jurisdiction. That leaves me Christian Hamilton.
Your Honor, he is still detoxing. Would you request a 24-hour reset?
Thank you. Monica Anderson.
Your Honor, I believe she's also still in the hospital.
She's still detoxing?
Yeah, it's a hospital, Your Honor.
Yes, she's in the hospital.
Oh, so I have 2 hospitals?
Yes, ma'am.
Heard. That should do it for me.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, Hispanic. I have 1
Oh, yes,
Spanish
sir.
interpreter.
I believe we have, yes, 2 for the Spanish interpreter.
Right.
I think,
Mr. Rosado and Mr. Cora Sierra.
All right.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter. I have been previously sworn.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
We are here in initial appearances. You are going to be translating over the projector system. Give me 1 moment so I can get you the case number and the name.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Officer Jenkins, I'm gonna let you know who I'm doing first. Madam Clerk has handed me Raul Cedino Rosado.
He is present and approaching, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And, Your Honor, could the interpreter request the case number for this defendant, please?
Yes, and it's CEDENO hyphenation Rosado, and it's 2022 CF 1094.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Buenas tardes. All right. Can you state your true name and date of birth?
¿Me puede dar su nombre correcto y su fecha de nacimiento?
Raúl Cedeño Rosado, 10 de febrero del 92.
Raúl Cedeño Rosado, 10th of February, 92.
All right, you were here as you were charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill, a gun.
Usted está aquí acusado de agresión agravada con arma mortífera sin intenciones de matar, un arma de fuego.
Burglary, armed or becomes armed, forced entry.
Allanamiento. I'm sorry, Your Honor, could you kindly repeat that charge? My apologies.
Of course. Burglary, armed or becomes armed, forced entry.
Allanamiento a mano armada, entrada a fuerza.
Battery, simple touch or strike.
Agresión, tocar o golpear.
False imprisonment, an adult.
Detención ilegal de un adulto.
Kidnapping a juvenile over age of 13 or adult.
Secuestro de una persona menor de edad más allá de 13 años de edad o un adulto.
At this time, I did find probable cause, and thus I'm going to appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender.
Determino que existe un motivo fundado y lo voy a designar a las oficinas del defensor público.
Defense, would you like to be heard on any issues?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Defensa quisiera presentar algún argumento sobre algún caso, algún asunto, no en este momento.
State.
Fiscalía.
Your Honor, state would request for any conditions, no contact with the victim and no return to her residence and no weapons and firearms.
Su señoría, estamos pidiendo como condiciones que no regrese al lugar de los acontecimientos, que no se le permita contacto con la víctima y que no pueda portar armas de fuego o armas blancas.
All right. Pre-trial release.
Departamento de Libertad Prejudicial.
in Florida, he have no history in Florida.
Su señoría no tiene antecedente penal en el estado de Florida.
Massachusetts, 2008, trespass, carrying a dangerous weapon.
El último cargo que tuvo fue en el 2008, presencia ilegal en propiedad, portar un arma peligrosa.
Puerto Rico, 2009, aggravated robbery, aggravated weapon possession.
En Puerto Rico 2009, robo a mano armada, posesión de arma.
Attempted murder, aggravated
Intent-
weapon possession, again.
Intento de asesinato, posesión agravada de un arma.
2010, aggravated kidnapping, aggravated robbery, and attempted murder.
Y en el 2010, secuestro, intento de robo, intento de asesinato.
All right, at this time, I'm going to give you the bond as follows. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill, $5,000.
Agresión agravada con arma mortífera sin intentos de matar, $5,000.
Burglary armed or becomes arms force entry, $2,500.
$2,500 en el allanamiento a mano armada, a entrada forzada.
Battery, simple touch or strike, $1,000.
$1,000 en el cargo de agresión, tocar o golpear.
False imprisonment of an adult, $5,000.
$5,000 de fianza en detención ilegal de un adulto.
False kidnapping juvenile over the age of 13 years old or adult, $5,000.
$5,000 de fianza en secuestro de una persona más allá de 13 años de edad o un adulto.
No contact with the victims.
No se le permitirá tener contacto con las víctimas.
No return to the scene.
No puede regresar al lugar de los acontecimientos.
And no possession of any weapons or firearms.
No se le permitirá portar armas de fuego o armas blancas.
If you have any weapons or firearms, you need to return those within 24 hours to the sheriff's office.
Si tiene propietario de alguna arma de fuego, tiene que entregarse a las autoridades no más allá de 24 horas de su libertad.
Do you understand what no contact means, sir?
¿Usted entiende lo que significa prohibirle el contacto, caballero?
Sí, sí, señorita.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, good luck.
Your Honor, it's one more.
Gracias, buena suerte.
It's one more on the hinder with communication of Leo.
También hay otro cargo de interferir con las comunicaciones de un oficial de la... Interferir con las comunicaciones de un agente del orden público.
Oh, the tampering with the victim witness?
Yes, on mine it say hinder with communication.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that. There's one more count, tampering with the victim and the witness.
Hay un cargo adicional que se me había escapado, interferir con un testigo.
$3,000.
$3,000 de fianza.
No contact with the victims.
No puede tener contacto con las víctimas.
Do you need me to tell you their names?
¿Quiere que le diga los nombres?
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, definitely. All right. So, Edna Avelisi Lugo. You know who that is?
¿Usted sabe quién es esa persona?
Who?
Is this Raul Cedino Rosado?
Usted es Raúl Cedeño Rosado.
Sí.
Yes.
So you don't know the girl that you've been dating for 9 months?
¿Usted no se recuerda la muchacha con que usted lleva saliendo 9 meses?
Sí, ella sí.
Yeah, her I do.
So that's who I'm talking about.
A esa es la persona que me estoy refiriendo.
All right. No contact with her.
No se le permitirá tener contacto con ella.
Do you understand that?
Usted solo entiende.
Fue que no escuché el nombre bien.
I just didn't hear the name very well.
Edna.
Okay.
Edna, okay.
Next person.
Your Honor, you want PTR with that one?
With him? Yeah.
Okay.
Se le impone condiciones de libertad prejudicial.
All right. Let's see here. The next person is Edna's daughter.
La hija de Edna.
They don't have her daughter's name in here.
Ellos no tienen el nombre de la hija de él.
Your Honor, I don't believe that her daughter was part of the incident that had occurred.
Su señoría, no creo que la hija de ella tomó parte en el incidente que transcurrió.
Then I'm concerned about the kidnapped juvenile age of 13 or adult.
Entonces tengo cierta inquietud sobre el cargo de secuestro de una persona mayor de 13 años o adulta.
The kidnapping was with the listed victim, Edna.
El secuestro fue con la víctima indicada, Edna.
Your Honor, I believe the charge is stating or adult.
Su señoría, yo creo que el cargo está indicando que es o un adulto.
Scared for her life, and he grabbed her and carried her to the car.
Que temía por su vida, la agarró y la llevó al carro.
I'm gonna change some of these.
Yo voy a cambiar algunos de estos.
All right. For the kidnapping, juvenile age 13 or adult, $1,000.
Al secuestro de persona menor de edad de 13 años, más de 13 años de edad, o adulto, $3,000.
False imprisonment, $1,000.
Detención ilegal, $1,000.
Burglary, armed or becomes armed, forced entry, $1,500.
Allanamiento armado o a la fuerza, $1,500.
Tampering with a victim witness, $500.
Interferir con un testigo o una víctima, $500.
Good luck, sir.
Buena suerte, caballero.
No contact, sorry, special conditions, no contact with Miss Edna.
Condiciones especiales, se le prohíbe contacto con la señorita Edna.
No return to the residence.
No puede regresar al lugar de los acontecimientos.
No weapons or firearms.
No puede portar armas de fuego o armas blancas.
Good luck.
Buena suerte.
Gracias, señoría.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Javier Jose Cora Sierra.
President approaching, Your Honor.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Can you raise your right, can you state your name and date of birth?
¿Me puede decir su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento?
Javier José Cora Sierra, 8-20 del 69.
Javier Cora Sierra, 8/20 of 69.
You're here on an on a warrant from Judge Efferson.
Usted se encuentra aquí debido a una orden de arresto emitida por el juez Everson.
And at this time, it was for violation of probation.
Fue un incumplimiento de libertad vigilada
And he has given you a no bond at this time.
y él no tiene derecho a fianza en este momento.
Good luck, sir.
Buena suerte.
I'm going to provisionally appoint you to the Office of the Public Defender.
Le voy a designar las oficinas del defensor público de manera provisional.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Deputy Anderson. Thank you, Officer Anderson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good afternoon.
Anything else that I missed? Have a good rest of your day, everybody.
Your Honor, is the interpreter excused?
You are always having good to hear from you.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
Thank you. Am I going to be in here still? Can you take my stuff? And my robe?
Order of my paperwork and I lost something. I'm gonna order my paperwork again. I was like, I'm gonna get out all my warrants this time.
I have the best deputies around town.
Couldn't find things. I hate feeling disorganized.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have my, I forgot my belly band.
Bond Court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond Court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond Court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.